Hey guys, welcome back to Maverick's Hideout. Today we're going to be talking about making custom animations for specific games. The reason why I want this functionality is I have some of the police games that I just love, and it would be awesome to have my lights react kind of like police wig-wags. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. The very first thing you want to do, though, is you want to make sure that your game's basic controls have been customized and colored correctly. One thing I noticed with the game HQ, Chase HQ, Chase Headquarters, was MAME sees the game as Chase HQ because that's the name of the parent ROM. But the ROM that I'm using is Chase HQU. What that means is Launchbox will see it as Chase HQU, where MAME will see everything as Chase HQ. So keep that in mind as we do this next step. So the first thing I did was to customize the controls of the game itself. I went into the ROM, the folder for MAME, and then I modified the controls INI file, and I added an entry because there was not one previously for Chase HQ. So in here I put, Chase Headquarters, the number of players, alternating not true, mirrored true, tilt 0, cocktail 0, uses service no, and then some miscellaneous details. But then I got into the player one has 4 buttons. The gas switch is 1, 2 is brake, 3 is turbo, 4 is shifter, and then the 4-way joystick. And the reason why that's in here is so that the servo stick software will work correctly. And just that we're using 2 controls, joysticks left and right. And that's all there is to this file. Then when you save that and close that, the next step is to go to the LEDBlinky folder. And in there is a file called colors. We go into that, and I'm going to search for the entry that I added for each Chase HQ. And it's right here. So here I said coin 1 is red. The start button is white. But actually, now that I think about it, I want that to be blue. The gas button is green. Brake is red. The turbo is yellow. And the gear shifter is purple, with the joystick being white. Now, because we've only specified one player, this code for player 2's coin button will not work. So, but because in the other configuration, again, we selected it's only a 1-player game. So that's fine. We don't need the second coin button. So go ahead and close that, and then we're going to launch Launchbox and see how the game looks currently. Now, one thing that's nice is since the upgrades to the LEDBlinky software from when I first built my arcade and the newer Launchbox software is they allow you to actually preview the controls as you slide through the game. So that's really cool. I do enjoy that feature. So as you can see, let me flip over to my camera view where you can see the arcade. And one thing that's really nice is, as I said in my last video, I've recently upgraded the lights thanks to, in part to the support from you guys. And I just wanted to show you one thing that's amazing is previously there was no way I could have the camera set up like this and have the arcade machine appear so dark because those umbrella lights were throwing light all over the room. Now, I haven't even manually turned down the exposure on that camera. Right now, that camera is capturing it as if it would any other scene. But just to show you, a little poll, how far or how close I am, you can see the arcade is right on the other side of my desk. And these LED panels are sectioning off the lights so well that I'm able to illustrate the colors of being lit by the arcade with the arcade right next to me. So again, I really appreciate the support. It definitely helps. Now, for the controls, one thing like I was saying that's nice is now they preview. So Centipede, for example, I haven't customized the controls for the to be the trackball yet, so I still have to customize that. But when you first selected the game, it lets you preview what the controls are specifically for that game. And as you can see, there's a lot of customizations I still need to make. But Chase headquarters. So the buttons are appearing correctly there. Now we're going to go ahead and launch the game.
Chase
just so you can see how it currently looks. Now there is some bug with the high score. I'm going to have to clear the high scores because it bugs out and fills up the whole screen right now. But as you can see, my buttons are correct. I've got a green button, a red button, yellow button, and purple button. And the joystick handle itself is white, with the coin 1 being red and player 1 being blue. So that's correct. That's where we want at this point. So I go ahead and hit escape. And I'm going to go ahead and quit my emulator. The stranger quit, but the LEDBlinky is still displaying that setting. Interesting. Anyway, so the next step is, normally you would have to, create your animation, but I already have. So we're going to go into the LED animation editor. I'm just going to show you what that animation is. So I have one I created called Police Lights. And that is a 12 frame animation. So it has, hold on, I gotta see, let me close LEDBlinky because it did not unload from memory. Probably from previous messing around with everything that's still in there. Go away, end task. Alright, do that. Alright, so it's unloaded, but the lights are still lit. So let me go ahead and relaunch it now. Nope, they're out. Okay, so tools, animation editor. We're going to reload our police lights. And that's right here. Okay, so you can see here on the bottom, I have red on one side and then the marquees on the opposite side red. And then the button here in the front is the plunger button for pinball. And then the side flipper buttons you can't really see in the shot are also lit up. So on the sides it's blue. So then we have a frame where it's off and then it's back on, same frame, and then it's off and then back on. And again, the same look. And the reason why is because I want the lights to pulse 3 times, then switch sides. So then we have a blank animation, and now it's the opposing color, red or blue, on the opposite side. And then it goes off, then on, then off, then on. And then that would be my loop. Now the one thing that's key here is I have the duration of each frame as 50 milliseconds. I would not recommend going any slower or any faster than 50 milliseconds because I've noticed LEDBlinky will trip over itself if the timing is too fast. But 50, it seems to be pretty stable. So we're going to go ahead and run the animation, and you can now see those look like police wig-wag lights. So now we want to apply that to our actual game. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop here. I'm going to close, and I'm not going to save the animation because I didn't change anything. I just walked you through it. Now I'm going to go ahead and close this. We're going to go ahead and open up LEDBlinky, or open up our files, and we're going to go to the folder for LEDBlinky. And in the LWA, you can see my file called Police Lights. So we're going to copy that. We're going to go into Game Specific. We're going to go into Gameplay. And I'm going to paste the file, and then I'm going to rename it. Now remember, MAME sees everything as Chase HQ. However, the child ROM, which is what Launchbox is launching, is called Chase HQ U. So that's what we need to name the file here because that's what it gets passed to the LEDBlinky software. So now that this file exists in this folder, it should be found. Now, I haven't explored much into the other categories yet. The cabinet is if you have specified cabinet lights, which is actually kind of what I'm doing here. Is my marquee and my floor lights are actually cabinet lights, but I've programmed them and everything off of one controller. To have the separate cabinet lights, I would need a separate controller, which I do not currently use or have. So, we put that animation gameplay. Now, gameplay audio, what that's supposed to do is be in audio mode to allow you to flip between the animated, like if you animated based on audio. The only problem I have with that is it does not seem to allow you to do the spectrum analyzer through that mode. So I'm not sure about that. Maybe Arzu can give me a little information on that. But then we have a game start animation. So if you wanted a separate animation when the game launches, you would put it here. It would run through and then switch to the gameplay or audio, depending on which one you had in there. And you can also do a separate animation specifically for when you pause the game. And it would be the same way. You dump the file in here, make sure that the name matches the ROM, and then it would use that file above whatever the default setting configuration was. But right now, again, we're only worried about gameplay, and we've got it in here as Chase HQ-U. So now let's go ahead and launch LEDBlinky. Or not launch LEDBlinky, let's launch the arcade software. And we're going to see where we're at. Okay. So here we have the arcade. We're going to go ahead and launch it. Launch this game. And then we have the game HQ. And you can see it previewed the buttons right now. We scroll down and up. It'll preview the buttons for the game, which is very nice. We're going to go ahead and launch the game now. And as you can see, we now have police lights in combination with our custom controls for this game. So we're going to go ahead and quit out of this game. And that is how you do the custom controls for a specific video game. And if you... Actually, next week, the video I'll be doing is I've figured out how to get Amazon Music, their desktop app, to play perfectly as a jukebox app with the lights dancing and all that. So stay tuned. Next week, that video will be out. It includes a little bit of PowerShell scripting, so that will be fun. But if you guys have any comments, please let me know. Like, share this video, and again, let's try to grow this channel. And the best way to do that is by sharing and commenting, liking, and so forth. Thanks again for watching. We will see you next week. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already, please click like on this video and subscribe to my channel for future updates. If you'd like to see more content, please check out the following locations. I primarily use YouTube to store the final versions of my how-to videos. Facebook is used for communication, including notices about upcoming videos, behind-the-scenes photos, and occasional live streams assisting users with their own systems. I also stream on Twitch while recording these videos so you can see behind the scenes, machine setup, and of course the occasional bloopers. Check out these channels and let me know what you guys think. And as always, thanks again for watching.